Funding for this program made possible by Cintas, the Service Professionals, the William and Mary Jane Hilm Trust.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Know More, the show that celebrates the stories of positive community involvement and the work of nonprofits throughout the state. Well, it's not quite Paris, but here at the Grand Reserve, you'd hardly know the difference. It's called Recycle the Runway, and it features 13 of the region's best fashion designers helping to support Dress for Success Lexington. We'll learn more about why these designers have come together later in this episode of Know More, when we feature a few of the nonprofits in the Commonwealth who help put Kentuckians to work. I'm here with Renee Shaw, host of KT's show Connections. Thanks for being with us, Renee. I know you're the MC today.
I am the MC, and I'm very glad to be here.
Well, Renee, you know, Recycle the Runway is producing outfits for interviews for these women. Would you happen to remember the first outfit you wore during the first interview you had?
Oh my goodness. Well, the very first interview I had has been probably 20 years ago, and I do remember it actually. It was a nice little number that my mother had given me because she said you need a very classic suit that's straight, nice burgundy color, didn't plunge, it wasn't high on the hem, it was just the right kind of thing to wear. And I tell you, some of the things that Dress for Success, they get in their warehouse and their shop, it really does mimic the professional woman. You know, they're getting top quality things so that women feel good. If you feel good about how you look, then you present better. And certainly these women present very, very, very well.
What do the businesses in the Commonwealth, Lexmark, Train, Alltech, Neogen, and Cabo Mas have in common?
They're in Kentucky and they're good corporate citizens.
That's a good answer, and that's close. But Renee, those companies are actually happy customers of the Lexington Manufacturing Center, a factory staffed and run by our next featured nonprofit, the Opportunity for Work and Learning, or OWL. Over the past 52 years, this nonprofit has followed its mission to assist people with physical and mental disabilities find and keep work. Would you be surprised to know that this organization has helped over 52,000 people in our area? Let's take a look.
Over the years, OWL has always had the mission to educate and equip individuals with barriers to employment. Some of those barriers may be physical, some of them may be mental, some of those may be both. OWL has had over 23,000 people go through our program since it started in 1961.
We serve individuals from every walk of life. We have individuals who may have developmental disabilities who could not achieve reasonably college. But we also serve all the way up to people with master's and doctorate degrees. We serve individuals with physical disabilities, mental health issues, developmental disabilities, cognitive disabilities. Could be an individual who comes from a drug background. They've had problems with drugs or alcohol, things of that nature, and they need a place where they can grow and be successful, to celebrate those small achievements so that they stay on the right track instead of the recidivism that we see in our prison systems and people who just can't maintain on their own.
In the earlier years of the organization, it was mostly a self-contained workshop program. However, because of the economy in America changing, job needs changing, we have progressed to an organization that really focuses on training people for employment and then placing them in the community in employment positions outside of the employment that we do in-house.
There's no other organization like OWL in the community. It provides the services for people who have faced adversity and have barriers to employment. And so they provide skills and vocational training for those people. Its counselors work closely with them to assess their needs and then try to develop a plan for them to achieve those goals.
This is the lab in which it is set up to mimic a call center. Each one has their own cubicles they work in with their own computer system that is strictly tied into our online training program, and basically participate in a fully active customer service environment. This is so that they get used to it, so that it is a smooth transition from what they get used to here to what they are going to find in the actual customer service world. This allows them to be certified first as a customer service representative, and they can take that national certification to any of these companies and they will count it as experience. And that's the biggest part, is where people are getting turned down for these jobs, is that they lack experience. Well, you know, if you never get in the door, it's hard to get that experience. So this is an alternative route.
So on the one hand, you have the charitable side of OWL that provides goods and services to people who are in need, and on the other side, you have a manufacturing company that provides goods and services to the local industrial companies. And these are jobs that could possibly exist in other countries, in China and in other countries, but it's something that we're proud to have here. It's helping our community.
If a potential customer contracts with OWL, yes, you're getting the benefit, the societal benefit too, by doing good, but you're also getting a quality product or service that will compete with anyone out there. I am amazed that they can sustain from project to project and get up to speed in quite diverse manufacturing and other training type projects.
With the program that they have here, we feel that they're training their people in the right way. They're teaching them the proper quality standards. They're putting out a high degree of technical work here. And we feel that a lot of the Tier 1 automotive companies that we as an MBE company are working with would be very interested in what they're doing here.
Community involvement is very important to Schneider Electric. And after meeting with OWL and seeing their processes, we saw that it would be an excellent opportunity for us to work together and to really service both of our needs. OWL has been able to be flexible in situations where there's an emergency and there isn't a long lead time.
Whenever we're looking to hire people, obviously your best salespeople, they already have come in with those soft skills, working with customers, being able to take care of the customers in the store. Through their program at OWL, that translate over into our business, working with customers. And they set up the interviews for me. I come in, I sit down with them. I do interviews, I give them feedback. They have a great customer service program where they teach them customer service skills, how to work with them, and so that makes it a lot easier on my point with the hourly training process, where we don't have to come in and teach those skills now. We're able to just run them through the training program and then put them in a store. And they can pick up some wonderful soft skills out of their programs that will translate into not only our jobs here, but any job that deals with customer service out in the public.
It's hard to find a job. It's hard to get back back on track again with your life. So coming out here it helps you get started. It's a foundation, it's a basic foundation that we need to be able to live.
Just seeing their progress over the years and seeing so many other people that has come through this workshop that OWL has touched in their lives and made a difference with them. That has brought great joy to me.
If it wasn't for OWL, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I changed my whole career coming here. I was a production worker. I'm not anymore. They actually helped. They helped me build a resume. They helped me to get forklift training. It just goes on and on.
No more OWL would be devastating. That would be devastating for this community. Not only for the individuals we serve, our referral sources who try to serve individuals in other capacities, but they rely on OWL for the work component of their services, but for our community, for businesses, local businesses, for employers who need our help. We don't just serve that individual or even our referral sources. We serve this community by educating business owners, educating the community about the value of individuals with disabilities and how they can be fully invested in our community, fully active and participating and contributing members of our community. It would have such far-reaching devastation. I would not want to think that.
Without it, there's going to be a deficit because there is not another training program in Lexington to address the customer services issues and etiquettes and what needs to be taught.
Companies wouldn't have access to high-quality manufactured products at a reasonable rate. Without OWL here, the people that need their services would suffer, and the local economy would suffer as well.
It's hard to imagine Central Kentucky without OWL. If suddenly, for some reason, OWL went away, what would happen to the lives we're changing? What would happen to the impact that we're playing on this community? Where would these people go? What would they do? Unfortunately, there is no other answer in our community like OWL.
Seeing them at the very bottom and rise to the top to get a job and provide for themselves is extremely rewarding.
I think the biggest challenge going forward is just letting the community know all the good things that are happening within these walls.
We are making a difference in this community. When they leave here, they're not just another employee for some employer, they're a changed life. We're making a difference for lives in our community and in our state.
If you want to make a change, you can make a change here. Anything is possible.
Second year Recycle the Runway, Dress for Success. Could you tell us a little bit about the organization and how it started?
Dress for Success Lexington actually started a couple years ago. I co-founded the organization with a young lady named Jennifer Monarch. We ended up spending about a year getting everything together and working behind the scenes. And in October 1st of last year, we actually opened our doors over in Eastland Shopping Center. Since then, we have served over 100 women in the community. We end up providing professional attire, a whole network of support, and the career development tools to really help them thrive, both in work and in life.
What are some of the challenges that you run into as you're trying to help women dress for success?
One of the biggest challenges that we have is donations. We rely on donations in all kinds of different aspects. All the clothes that we have are donated. As a matter of fact, the clothing that you'll see from the runway today actually ended up coming out of the unsuitable garments that we have that have been donated. We have 11 local designers that actually purchased garments, purchased the bags, sight unseen, and then out of those unsuitable garments have turned into the wonderful garments that you'll see on the runway today.
What would happen if there were no more Dress for Success?
One of the big challenges that we've run against is really getting the word out there. You know, we started this organization to help the women in our community. It's all about promoting their economic independence. We know that the difference that a job makes not only impacts the women that we serve, but it impacts their family and their community as well. Without Dress for Success Lexington to provide that base in terms of knowing how to dress and having those career development tools, those women would miss out on some of the job opportunities available in our community.
We're enjoying Recycle the Runway, and thank you so much for being on the show with us.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Our next featured nonprofit is focused on helping people with intellectual developmental disabilities find life-affirming work that pays fair wages. Its groundbreaking work includes running and staffing a logo and design business, a commercial cleaning business, and a laundry service. Since 1995, this organization has afforded 300 to 400 individuals annually the opportunity to participate in seasonal sports, out-of-state vacations, dances, weekend, and weekly events. Let's take a look.
You know, I always tell my donors and volunteers, it's never the amount of time, talent, or dollars you contribute. It's everyone doing what they can when they can. That has made the point who we are today. The national statistic is that 3% of the population has an intellectual developmental disability. And even though we may not have an immediate family member in our lifetime, chances are that most families will be touched in some way or the other. Basically, the point serves individuals with IQs of 70 or under. Now, of course, there's borderline, and I'm sure some have 80, but it's in that range and below. And of course, then we serve Asperger's, which is the brilliant IQs. We were chartered in June of 1972. So we decided our concentration was going to be on individuals 16 and over, and how can we fill in the service gaps? What can we do differently that other agencies aren't doing? In 1979, we stumbled across the Clock Hamburger, and we renovated it, and we opened our first training site, which was the Point Restaurant. And that was our signature for many years, and today that's our Point Learning Center. The restaurant wasn't a challenge at all because we were the next step for special ed students that were coming through the vocational schools, and they just loved the opportunity to bring them to do hands-on with customers. In 1985, because that was going well, wrote a grant and we started our Point Commercial Cleaning Company. And to this day, since 1985, we have been cleaning KOI in Cincinnati every day of the week, Monday through Friday. A lot of the people we placed were in area hotel laundries. So we thought, well, let's establish a training site for laundry work.
We started in Covington on Pike Street, right behind the corporate office, if you will, in July 23rd of '96. Well, we processed linen for the hospitality industry, 25,000 pounds a day, somewhere in that range, ballpark, okay? Some days are busier than others. Pretty much anyone downtown that outsources linen, they come to us. And we're processing their sheets, we're processing their towels, and we're processing their pillowcases. And what that affords us, we've been doing this going on 18 years. And so what that affords us, it allows us to train, employ people with developmental disabilities.
Yeah, Wednesday, Monday, Friday. And so I do 2 jobs, and I work here at the pornography and
Fun?
Yeah.
You get paid?
I get paid. I fold towels.
How many towels do you fold in a day?
3 towels.
3,000? You fold 3,000 towels?
So we did not operate group homes until 1995. We currently have 38 residents. We have 9 group homes.
I like it. I like the people who work there. I love it.
I think she likes living with the other ladies there, and she likes the staff. And I think she just realizes that she's been taken care of now, more so. Since I am 81 years old, and so is her father, I wanted to get her someplace that I knew she'd be well taken care of.
And overall, this is their house, and everything that goes on there, the cleaning of their bathrooms, cooking, they help in the grocery shopping, and everything. It's their house. We're just there to assist them.
I got a job at Billwack and McDonald's. I care about me yet.
She wants to be out. She wants to go shopping. She wants to do makeup, and she is a wonderful addition to our house.
Well, Tom, my son, has cerebral palsy. He was born that way, and he resides with a point in Alexandria, Kentucky, the Hancock House, and it has been a very good experience for us. And I believe the point is a place where there's special response to these people, and it is 10 steps above mediocrity, and it's very important to us.
Well, I would say one of the big differences with the point is that Tom not only has a safe place to live, a comfortable place to live, a happy place to live, but he's also part of a larger community that the point's involved with, that provides work, activities, and many other aspects to a person with disabilities' life. We can rest easier knowing that he's happy.
Gee, just the kind of present I like to get.
Well, you know what I witness the most is the enthusiasm on the part of the staff. When they do things, they do it right, and they never deviate from what their mission is. It's to help these disabled individuals and deserving people.
For a parent out there, a lot of times there's nothing but questions. Where can my son or daughter work? Where can they live when they're 25 or 30 years old? Do they want to be home with mom and dad, or just mom or just dad? Or is there some place that they can be? And the point gives you that alternative, that yes, we have homes that these kids can go live in and be an adult. And when I think of the point, I think of two things: hope and opportunity.
They are included in everything. They're able to do everything else that everybody else is doing, and they're happy. You can tell that every day that they're happy, that they're able to do these things.
If these people at the point and other places like this around the country weren't there, the institutions would be, that's your only alternative. And that's not an alternative for most of our kids. Most of our kids don't need to live in an institution. They just need help. There is that chasm of living with your parents or parent or being institutionalized. There's no middle ground. And that's why the point is so important in these people's lives.
Oh, I think it would be catastrophic. I mean, people truly need to be cared for and loved for who they are. They need to be helped in whatever capacity they happen to be able to contribute. We are all have these God-given graces, and some of us are more blessed than others. And for those who share that, to help those who are less blessed, I mean, it's critical.
It would be a definite void in many, many, many lives. There would be a lot of people who were sitting home, a lot of families much more struggling. The community would be lacking a lot of good personnel.
And without that type of professional responsibility, then we would be back to square one, and his life would be changed awful bad.
Well, the impact would be devastating. It would be a tremendous void. Just from the heart, what happens to these people? It's the right thing to do.
Where do you go? Where do you turn? The point is that alternative. They will help you. They help you place these guys and girls into a job or into a sheltered workforce where they can actually be a productive member of society.
The point gets it. They understand the entire process. They understand what it takes to get things done.
They become one family. They become a new family. But I think the self-satisfaction and the peace of mind and the relieving that stress in your life of knowing that they are in a good place is so wonderful for parents. And the point is they're home.
I'm with Maui Crane, one of the fashion designers at Recycle the Runway, along with his model, Gabby, and they are looking great. Maui, such a wonderful event, a wonderful cause. And how do you put these outfits together like one Gabby's wearing?
At first they let you pick from a bunch of different bags, and each bag has approximately 25 to 30 different pieces of clothing. So there could be jackets, skirts, jumpsuits, and then you take that and you turn it into something new. So you take it apart and reconstruct it into whatever you have in mind.
Gabby, if you want to explain to us, sort of what do you have on?
My skirt is made out of jackets and shirts, and my top is made out of other jackets and skirts, and he is amazing, and somehow his creative mind came up with a way to make this, which is awesome.
We'd like to thank Dress for Success and the Grand Reserve for hosting us here at Recycle the Runway. As for the rest of you, I hope we've worked over your mind with stories on some of our state's nonprofit agencies who toil daily to get Kentuckians back to work. Any way you can help any of these organizations is a big help. Making a donation, volunteering your time, passing on a referral, or just mentioning the good work in your everyday conversations, every little bit counts. I'm Brian Simmons, signing off and asking you to know more.